Wednesday the 6th of April 2016 and this is the 1731 Transpennine Express from Dewsbury to Manchester Airport, and it's where I begin my journey to China. I'm going there so that I can cross off the remaining 3 wishes on my bucket list. My first wish is to fly on the A380 Airbus. The Airbus A380 is the largest passenger aircraft in the world. It has 2 decks and carries over 500 passengers. Ever since it came into service in 2007, it has been my ambition to fly on it. At last, that day has come, and I'm flying to Shanghai, a journey of about 18 hours, including a 2-hour changeover in Dubai. All of the Airbus A380s have television screens fitted in the back of the seats, and if you wish, it's possible to follow the entire progress of the flight. However, if you prefer to watch a film, there are over 500 to choose from. It was 7 o'clock in the morning when we arrived in Dubai, and I was amazed at the size of the airport. This is the largest airport in the world and the base for over 100 Emirates Airbus A380s. My next flight departed from a different gate, which was a 20-minute bus ride away. It's Friday morning, and today I'm taking a ride on the Maglev. Maglev means magnetic levitation. In other words, the train does not have wheels, but instead it simply floats on magnetic rails. The departure time is 11:32, and here in China, the word late does not exist. Exactly to the second, the train leaves the station. The acceleration is very smooth, and the ride is very comfortable. The Maglev was designed and built in Germany by Siemens and the ThyssenKrupp. Its original maximum test speed was 501 kilometers an hour, which is 301 miles per hour. Its maximum regular operating speed is 431 kilometers an hour. The 18-mile journey from Shanghai Pudong Airport takes just 7 minutes. On Saturday I was to achieve my final wish, to take a journey on the Chinese CRH. CRH stands for Chinese Railway High Speed. This is China's answer to our HS2. The difference is, of course, that the Chinese have built 12,000 miles of track in the time that we have been thinking about ours. There are 4 major railway stations in Shanghai, and each one of them is bigger than most of our airports. This one is simply called Shanghai Railway Station. The largest of the stations in Shanghai is Hongqiao. In fact, it's the largest station in Asia. This is a picture of the waiting room. The floor area is so vast that convoys of cleaning women on electric scooters constantly drive around to keep it clean and highly polished. So now I've got to find my train. I'm travelling first class on the Shanghai to Beijing Express. My train number is G16. I won't be going all the way to Beijing, but alighting at the first stop, which is Nanjing, a distance of 183 miles. The journey time is just 1 hour and 5 minutes. You know, there's one thing in particular about these departure information screens, and that is you never ever see any delays or cancellations. This is my train, stood waiting at platform 11, coach number 1, seat number 2A, right at the very front. Well, I thought it was at the front until the train set off in the other direction, and then I realised that I was sat at the back. Never mind. This is the absolute height of luxury. Passengers are even provided with slippers. As the train pulls into Nanjing Station, you'll notice that there are 16 coaches. All the high-speed trains on the Chinese railway network have 16 coaches, unlike the trains back home that normally have 9. The population of China at the moment, and this is 2016, is 1,380,000,000. This is one hell of a lot of people to move around from city to city. So it's not surprising that the trains are much longer than ours. And what's more, trains depart every few minutes. I'm now back at my hotel and completely exhausted. It's midnight and I've been out on the road since 8 o'clock this morning. But before I retire to my bed, I think that a nice cool beer is in order. Cheers! Tomorrow is Sunday. It's my last day and I can't return to England without first taking a look at the Shanghai Tower. I took the underground train to the city centre and as I walked out of the subway station I was completely overwhelmed with the view. This is the Shanghai Tower, the tallest building in China and the second tallest in the world. The place is swarming with tourists. I'm not surprised really, the modern architecture is just stunning. Shanghai is almost always covered with a misty haze. I think this is due to the pollution. When all's said and done, there are 25 million people live here and millions of cars on the road. Here is another tourist attraction. It's the Oriental Pearl Radio and TV Tower. This is the view from the other side of the river. Shanghai is a major port, both for cruise ships and cargo vessels, but the most spectacular views are at night. I'm now ready for my long flight back to the UK. My bucket list is empty, well, for the time being at least, until my next venture, whenever and wherever that may be.